Now that we decided to sit on the couch.
Girls, there's only supposed to be two.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
Jake, don't
one out.
worry.
Who was last?
That's pretty messed up.
You guys always want to try to stretch the rules when Mrs. Ayazi's out of the room. The rules stay the same.
Talks to you every day.
There's no point.
Exactly. Okay, so today we're going to discuss note taking again, and we're going to review a little bit. So yesterday we watched that video on Alex Lynn and you guys took notes. So what I want you guys to do is turn to your partner and tell me what note-taking tips you could give your partner that's been working for you.
I basically did the same thing, but I did. No, I wasn't.
Right next to me.
No, I didn't.
Hey guys, enough with the couch. Get on task, please.
Yeah, like, I kinda,
What are we supposed to be discussing?
nope, and so, like,
We have the same.
I didn't need a,
Okay, eyes up
I
here.
didn't really use it.
Eyes up here. So, who wants to share what note-taking tips are working for them? What did you share with your partner? Monica.
I shared facts and exactly what the person said.
Okay, so when you're taking notes, you're looking for facts and quotes. Good.
Like, if I hear a quote, like, I write it down as soon as I hear it.
Say that again.
If I hear a quote, like, I write it down as soon as I hear it.
Okay, you write it down as soon as you hear the quote. Good. Bradley,
I take notes on numbers.
take notes on numbers. So if you hear a number, we talked about that. They're pretty important, right? And quotes are powerful as well. What else? What else are you guys taking notes on? Yes.
Me and Monica like the double entry when you take notes on the wall and then the interviewer.
Okay, so double entry. So not only are you taking notes on who's being interviewed, but maybe the interviewer. Okay. Anybody have anything else to add?
Like watching the video like twice sometimes.
Okay, so watching the video twice helped?
Yeah.
Okay. And when we watch, we're not just taking notes on what we hear, but also what we see. Okay. Kevin,
Right, Fast and Furious.
right, Fast and Furious. Yeah, good point. You have?
No.
No? Okay. So let me ask you guys this question. If yesterday I turned on the video and only allowed you guys to watch the last 30 seconds, what kind of information would you get? Go ahead and turn to your partner and discuss it.
Like, you
Alex,
have to
like
complete a bit, like, you exactly know what's going on.
Yeah, and we get like.
Jake, did you talk to me? What kind of information would you get if you just watched the last 30 seconds of the video?
If you get the car, that's what you can do. You have to say that
No,
corner
just the
driver
last
up.
30 seconds.
And then see if just don't do that.
Just the last 30 seconds, the end of the video. Like if you watch the end of the movie, how much information would you get about what the movie was about? Yeah, not very much. Don't play with it.
What? Yeah, but you won't get the ending unless you watch the
Okay, eyes up here, guys. So, answering our question, what did you discuss with your partner? Nail.
My mind just went oh, that the most important parts kind of are in the beginning.
Okay, so you'd miss a lot of the important
Yeah, like
parts.
you wouldn't get the end of it unless like you watch the beginning.
Okay.
You wouldn't get anything if you watched the 30 seconds of last 30 seconds of the video.
Okay.
We wouldn't because like 20 seconds of it is just pictures like what are we gonna do, donate.
Yeah.
Right. So would we even know what the main idea or the big picture is?
No, we don't even know what he said.
Oh, and what do you have?
That you'd be like, so once the video started, you'd start to watch it and you'd be like, what the heck is this about?
You'd have questions, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to fully understand what the
Who's
video
that?
is
Who's
about.
that?
Right. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to share with you guys a parable. Who knows what a parable is? Anybody know what a parable is?
Is it like in the Bible?
Bradley, yeah, there's parables in the Bible.
Oh, isn't it like where like it has a word and then it has like a letter or a number and then down at the bottom it's like.
No. A parable is a story, and it's a story with a moral, the moral of the story. It's to teach you something.
Oh.
And it used figurative language, so it's not necessarily talking about what it's not really about what it discusses, but there's an underlying moral to the story. So when I read this, I'm gonna ask you what are they trying to teach you by reading this story? The parable's called The Elephant and the Blind Man. You guys listening back there? You've heard of it? Okay. Well, here's the story. It says an elephant stood in the middle of a ring of 3 blind men. Each man reached out to feel the elephant to learn what it was they were surrounded by. The first man felt the trunk and said, "An elephant is like a giant snake." The second man felt the ear of the elephant and said, "No, you are wrong. An elephant is like a huge paper fan that waves in the breeze." And the third man felt the tip of the tail and said, "No, you are both wrong. An elephant is like a small broom to whisk away the ash from the stoop." So do you see, all the blind men were carefully studying what was in front of them, but because they focused on one small aspect of the elephant, because they did not try to give a sense of the whole, each of their ideas was flawed. So what does that teach us about? Yeah.
That you could look at more things than just one thing.
Yeah. So, anybody want to add?
Focus on something bigger, like what she said, not just one thing, something like the whole thing.
Right, we want to get the big picture. Did these guys get the big picture? No.
You don't want to just study one part. You want to like go around and like try to study all of it, so then you know what an elephant feels like, looks like, even though you can't see.
Okay, good.
You can imagine.
Focus on the whole.
Focus on the whole thing. Good, Tevin?
There may be no wrong answer.
Okay, well, not necessarily. So if we focus just on one part, like on the last 30 seconds of that video yesterday, would we have a flawed view of what that video was about?
Yes.
No.
Would we understand the main idea of that video? No. We would have to get more, like Owen said, you have to focus on the whole, right? I think you said it too. We got to focus on the big picture. So I want you guys to turn to your partner and discuss how you would find the big picture of a subject when we're writing about it. What's your brainstorm?
Analyze it. Try and figure it out. Like really what it is. Break it down into different parts, like dissecting a frog. Like dissecting a frog or a human, like a forensic anthropologist. Forensics or anthropology or chemical engineering, whatever. Whatever floats your boat. Chemical engineering then.
Okay, pay attention up here. So I heard a lot of good information, but one that I kind of took out is Jake said to analyze it, and that's one of our vocabulary words, right? So what does analyze mean?
To break down. To break down.
To break down.
Look at the individual parts.
Right. So we need to break it down and look at the individual parts. What are some other ideas? How do we find the big picture or the main idea?
You take the main topic and you break it down until you get the main idea.
Okay, so we study about the topic. Okay, we gotta learn and study about the topic. What else could we do? Do we just watch one video?
No.
You need like multiple like resources.
Hold on, what did you say, Bradley?
You need multiple resources.
Okay, so we need multiple resources.
Good job, Bradley.
Okay, so the last class we added to our note-taking tips. They said study about the topic, which is analyze, compare and contrast info, organize our notes, and then you guys added multiple resources. We need more than one resource, right?
Yeah, you can just.
Okay, so yesterday you guys watched the video on Alex Lynn. Today what we're going to do is we're going to read an article on him. We're going to take notes like you guys took notes yesterday on the video. And if we get far enough, we're going to make a chart like that. We're going to put one column as the video, one column of similarities, what does both the article and the video have in common, and then one column for just the article. So why don't you guys do is go back to your seats. I'm going to pass out the article, and we're going to work on that in our journals right now.
Oh, that's hilarious. That truly is hilarious. Oh, yeah,